Hi, Brianna. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Tanya?
I'm good. So I wanted to thank you very much for popping on for this interview and giving everybody the opportunity to learn more about this fantastic organization. So Pivotal Help is a fairly new organization, and this is Brianna Bedore, and she is the executive director and founder of Pivotal Help. So I'm very, very passionate and very excited to share all of the things with everybody about this amazing organization. So if you wouldn't mind telling us a little bit just about why you started, and a little bit about the organization.
Sure, that would be great. Thank you so much for having me. Pivotal Help is a brand new nonprofit organization in the area. We launched on December 1st, 2021, and we became a registered entity on October 14th, 2021. The why behind Pivotal Help is a pretty long story, but the short version is that when my mother passed away 20 years ago, I did not have access to quick, timely, quality mental health care. And I think that was a very difficult path to take with not having that access. And it wasn't a choice. It was something that, just the chain of events did not allow for me to get the help that I needed when I needed it in the way that I needed it. So it wasn't until 16 years later, after her death, 16 years later, that a dear friend of mine said, maybe it's worth going to seek help. Maybe it's worth going to talk about that grief that, has consumed pieces of your life for so long. Why not? What do you have to lose? So I did take my friend up on that advice. I made my way to counseling, and within probably 3 or 4 months, I just started to experience the life-changing benefits that talking to a professional that has tools and strategies that I did not have at that time, the benefits that can come out of a service like that. So I just wanted to be able to offer other people that same quality of service.
That's an amazing story. So first off, I'm very sorry for the loss of your mother. I remember hearing this story from you originally, and I think it's so important to put emphasis on the fact that a lot of people just are not dealing with things, and whether it's grief, whether it's so many issues nowadays that people just really aren't talking about, right? So having the ability to be able to provide services for this type of a need, I mean, it's huge. Yeah. It's huge and amazing that you saw the need and were able to go after it and just create this incredible resource for people. So congratulations.
Yeah, and thank you. And just normalizing, asking for help and saying, hey, it's okay not to feel okay. Or there are things from my past that I think I need to work out in a professional setting, that, there should be no shame in that. There should actually be a recognition of strength, I think, in that, in saying, hey, I want to feel my best. I have things that I need to work out, and we don't always have the tools and strategies to be able to take on some of life's greatest challenges. And that's why we have people like physicians for our bodies, and people like coaches and counselors and psychologists and psychiatrists for our minds. I'm very fortunate to have a job that includes benefits. And one of the criteria for applicants when they're applying for Pivotal Help is that their employer is not offering benefits. So we want this service to be offered to people that just don't have the same options that people with benefits have right now. So there are 4 criteria for approved applicants. One of the criteria when applying for funding for in-person counseling is that they don't have the benefits. The second criteria is that they can provide their own transportation to get to their counseling services. Right now, the locations are Smiths Falls and Perth. Hopefully we'll be able to grow in the future, but that's where we're at for now. And then also that they're open to compassion, connection, and change, which is what all of our rosters are great at providing, but you've got to want to grow, right? So part of counseling is knowing that things are going to change, often for the better, by talking with a professional, and being able to recognize that sometimes that takes work, and it's emotionally draining sometimes, right? To dig up a lot of those feelings that come from knowing that you need assistance, and just being open to that compassion, connection, and change is really important for our approved applicants.
Yeah, I love that. So if somebody wanted to apply, they would just go online, obviously, and it's like a questionnaire. Do you do an interview or?
Nope. So they can just go right onto our website, www.pivotalhelp.ca. We've got an application window. Actually, it's on right now. Windows will only happen at certain times in the year, depending on funding. So when we've got enough money in our bank account, then we're able to offer a window. So the first ever window is happening right now, January 10th to 30th, 2022. And we'll see how many applications come in. We'll have a triage meeting. The board and I will be having a triage meeting on January 30th or 31st. So from there, we'll decide who meets the criteria and who needs to go onto our wait list. We haven't spoken about this yet to the public, so you're going to get an insider scoop, Tanya, but we've got very nice courtesy service that's going to be happening for people that are on our wait list. And I think that's really unique. I think it's thoughtful. It was an idea that was brought forward by someone on our board, and we're just trying to get that idea to come to life right now. So more on that later.
Oh, that's exciting. I'm looking forward to hearing about it. That's fantastic. So you mentioned the areas that Pivotal Help is. So you're in Smith Falls and Perth, and you serve now it's Smith Falls, Perth, and Lanark Village. Is that accurate?
Yep, correct. For now, yes.
Okay, for now. And then you're going to expand out because it's going to be so successful. I just know it.
Yes.
Yeah. And so what do you think is something that people do not know about Pivotal Help that you would like them to know?
Well, just I guess another insider scoop that I don't think I've talked about to anybody really is that the origin of the name Pivotal Help came from a brainstorming session between my sister Caitlin and I. Before the board was ever a board, before the idea really came to fruition, she and I were just kind of going back and forth with names for this idea that I had. I was kind of in the midst of creating a business plan for it. And we went back and forth hours and hours and came up with so many different names. And then this one just came out, and we just kind of said, this is perfect. This is a perfect name for the vision.
It is actually perfect. Like when I first heard the name, I knew exactly what it was. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, I have a really interesting story with respect to my introduction to your organization as well. A good friend of mine signed on as a partner, and you know this story, but I'm gonna share it with everybody that's watching. And she is, I know her, like she's a wonderful person, excellent friend, and she had some struggles like everybody does. Like in all honesty, there's very few people I've spoken to over the past 2 years that hasn't been struggling in some way, shape, or form. But she was able to identify it and see the need to support such a fantastic organization. And so when I saw her social media video that she put out there, I was like, what? I mean, I was floored that she was sharing such a personal part of her, but also like her courage and just, I thought, oh my goodness, well, like this is amazing, first of all, that she's sharing, but secondly, that there's something like this, because I have personally seen a lot of people close to me going through similar struggles and not having the resources available. So as soon as I saw that it was something that you guys were looking for partnerships, as you know, I was very excited. So yeah, and I'm looking forward to all the amazing things that are going to be coming in the future.
We're so grateful to our two business partners that signed on right away. Cinders signed up before we even launched. They heard about the idea, and before we were even public, they contacted me. Like we kind of, got connected and wanted to be part of this initiative immediately, which was just like the fact that we hadn't even launched yet, and here they are signing on, wanting to be part of everything, super involved, totally in it with their hearts and souls. I just was so inspired by that. And then there you were, Evoy Real Estate came on the scene right after. And I feel so blessed, and my board does as well, to be working with people that are just such, good-hearted, want to make a difference. Let's do this, go-getter, businesses that have heart are really important to us. We want to partner with businesses that have heart.
Yeah. And it's amazing how change can happen when you get the right people on board. It's actually shocking just to see how this is, like, knowing in your heart that this is going to help people that need it. It's just like it gives you this incredible inspiration to just do more and go harder and build and help more people. I mean, it's phenomenal. And it's all thanks to you with your name brainstorming, and congratulations.
It takes such a team. It takes a village to make an idea come to life in a really tangible way that's going to make a difference. It's I say teamwork makes the dream work, and it's the truth. Like you can't do it on your own. You need a team of committed people who share the same vision and who are willing to get in there and do the work.
Yeah.
And our board is absolutely spectacular. We've got board members with a wide range of experiences, different, walks of life, different credentials that they all bring to the table. And when you've got us all in a room, it's, brainstorming central, wanting to make things happen. And when you add in our business partners, it's just, we've got so many cool things on the horizon that are going to happen for our community. I'm just so excited to see where it's going to grow. It's definitely a team effort.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, it's amazing. So we probably covered it already, or maybe we haven't, but what is one thing that you love most about Pivotal Help?
I love that we have an application window that is open, and we've had some applications already received. We see the need. We are going to be able to help these people. And oh gosh, my heart is so full. Just thinking about the change and the difference that's going to happen, because the ripple effect and the truth of the matter is when you help one person, when you uplift one person, when you empower one person, that changes workplaces, that changes family units, that changes communities for the better. So you can't lose, right? And we help people one person at a time.
Yeah. I love that. I think that's so inspiring and absolutely true, because you don't know the ripple effect. I mean, there's so many benefits to just having one person shine their light and be their best version. So yeah, I agree with that 100%.
Well, I have to tell you something. This whole nonprofit organization is the result of myself sitting in a counselor's chair, right? So if I had never learned those skills and strategies and healed from past trauma, healed from some grief, I don't know that I would have had this idea. And if I had the idea, I don't know that it would have happened in the way that it's happening right now, which is a pretty cool way.
That's huge.
It's a full circle thing. And I'm very passionate about this. I know that counseling works when you're paired with the right person. Sometimes people go to counseling and it's not the right fit the first time with the counselor. And then, you know what? Go find another counselor, because you've got to find somebody that you match well with. And so that's what we're going to try to do at Pivotal Help is for our approved applicants, we're going to try to match them with professionals on our roster whom we feel that they will really make a connection with.
Yeah. That is absolutely true, for sure, because sometimes it's just a personality thing, or, they just don't. Yeah, I love that. That's so important, because it's such a trust thing, right? To sit down and open up and really be vulnerable with people. So you have to have that connection, I think, in a lot of areas, but that especially. Yeah,
absolutely. It's hard to be vulnerable. It's definitely a difficult thing for a lot of people. And just even spreading mental health awareness through our social media accounts. We're on Facebook. We're just called Pivotal Help on Facebook. And then on Instagram, we're at Pivotal Help Community. So those social media platforms are a great way for us to spread awareness about, people having confidence that it's okay not to feel okay. Tomorrow's a new day. There are resources out there to help you. We've got some amazing local resources that already exist in our area, and we've tried to include as many as possible on a page on our website called the Local Resources page. So people, again, can go to our website, www.pivotalhelp.ca, click on the Local Resources page, and they'll see a list of a whole bunch of free resources in Lanark County, and there are some paid resources listed there as well. But it's all in one place, which I think is really important.
It is, because sometimes people just don't know where to look, right?
Yeah.
And on a side note, with respect to the, I haven't talked to you about this since it happened, but that joy story that you did the other day, what, Sunday? I don't even know what Sunday
Sunday.
was. So ironic because I was literally just, I was in a funk, right? Because I knew like the kids have been, I mean, gosh, they're home so much. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, I need to exercise. I need a minute. I opened up my phone. Brianna tagged me in the story. I pulled it. I'm like, this is perfect. So just some context to this, Brianna had shared a challenge on her social media about sharing a joy story, and you had to just pop on your stories and share something that brought you joy. And then I was watching some of the other stories that came. I'm like, this is so cool. That was just such a great positive way, and it completely shifted my mindset, and just being grateful is such an important part of it, right? And we miss that every day when we're struggling sometimes.
We do. And truth be told, that was actually me trying to get over my fear of being on camera. So like this interview is totally out of my comfort zone. I'm a high school teacher. So you'd think, oh, she's fine being on camera. She, talks to kids all day long.
Yeah.
No, as soon as there's a camera there, it's a different story. So I actually started videotaping myself for the Pivotal Help Community Instagram stories, just to, just get out of the comfort zone. I'm teaching this to students every day, teaching my own kids to get out of their comfort zones. I have to start practicing what I preach, and I have to become okay with being on camera. So I did those stories, and it just kind of, I don't know where it came from. It just came to me while I was taping myself, getting over this fear of being on camera. And I said, I think we need to just all share some joy. So you actually did the hashtag joy story. I hadn't thought of that. So that's going to be a hashtag every Sunday. I think it's going to be an every Sunday thing. Let's do this.
Yes. And I think we should challenge other people too. So because I thought about that after I posted the story. I was like, I know 3 or 4 friends that could help, that could, do this right now. So I should have tagged them in it, and I thought about it later, but this Sunday I definitely will. So that's awesome.
Yes.
I think it's great.
Let's do it next week.
Completely spread it. Spread joy everywhere.
And I did. Exactly. I did want to also acknowledge though, when I went back on after, on Monday, after it was all over and we all, got some joy. I did, I videotaped another story, and I said that I just wanted to acknowledge the people that are not feeling the joy right now. Cause times are really hard. There are people that are struggling financially. There's so much loss. Mental health is just, really difficult for everybody right now. Finances are difficult. Like there are so many difficulties still being in a global pandemic. And sometimes when when you're in a hard place, you'll look at an Instagram story like that one and go, joy, like this is silly. What, when you're in a difficult place, it's very hard. And I've been there a few times. It's very hard to see the joy, even when it's right in front of you. There are so many things blocking it at certain times when we're feeling despair. And so I just wanted to acknowledge those people that, it's okay if you can't find the joy today. It's okay if you can't find it tomorrow, but just know that be open to it, because you can find it later. So I just wanted those joy stories to uplift people that are going through a tough time, that maybe I don't have a joy story today, but maybe I'll have one in 2 weeks. Maybe I'll have one in a month, right? But just to show them that it's there, but it's okay if you don't see it right now, just to validate that, because I think that people need to know that it's okay not to feel okay, and that there are resources out there to help them.
Well, it's interesting that you bring that up, because I think that's a huge part of some of the issues that a lot of people are having right now, because everything's remote, right? So we're spending more time on social media, and we're seeing this highlight reel of people's lives, which isn't actual fact. I mean, 5 minutes before I took that story, I was in the worst mood. Like I was not a happy person. My husband probably wanted to kick me out of the house. Like it just wasn't a good day for me. And so I'm not showing that. Right? Yeah. People are seeing the highlight reel, and it is a little bit unfair. And I think it can really have this disassociation from people that are struggling, because they're comparing themselves to that. And that's just not real life.
Yeah, right? Exactly. And so I think there has to be a balance between I'm hoping we can implement this Sunday Joy Challenge every week, because it is so fun and it's so uplifting. But I'm always going to get on there and acknowledge the people who are not feeling it, and say to them, it's okay. You know what? It's okay. You don't have to feel it. You don't have to participate in it. It's here for you if and when you're ever ready. And, I see you. we see you. You matter, you're validated, and whatever you're going through is difficult, and we understand.
Yeah, I love that. That's great. So cool. Okay, so I guess what would be your biggest challenge within Pivotal Help, and how are you addressing it?
I think our biggest challenge actually is time. So we've got so many cool ideas in the works, and just being able to have all of them come to life and understanding that they can't all happen at the same time. We've got to plan them out strategically. And you know what? Just looking for some more committed, dedicated, passionate volunteers. We've got an official volunteer form, an application. Volunteers have to go through a screening process. We do take it very seriously. I bring forward the applications to the board. They have to be approved by the whole board. And then after that, unless a board member can vouch for them, they do have to be interviewed. So it's quite a process to become an official volunteer for our organization. But once you're in, you're in, and we would love to welcome you and have you with us for a very long time. We're looking to have long-lasting relationships with our volunteers and with our business partners and sponsors. And, it's really important to us to be associated with people who share the vision of wanting to make a difference in the lives of others.
I love that. So I know that you have to run. You're a busy lady. She has a million things on the go, and I don't want to utilize too much of your time. So is there anything else that I haven't covered that you wanted to mention when we wrap up?
In terms of if anyone's interested in getting involved with us, so we've got the volunteer option. We do have a third-party fundraiser form. So that's something that, again, is another sneak peek for you, Tanya. We haven't really talked about it yet on social media, but we will be introducing that in an upcoming post, actually, to talk about the fact that we do have an opportunity for people to do third-party fundraisers with board approval, of course. So anyone can request that form. If someone has their own fundraiser idea and they'd like to carry something out, they can fill out the form and have it brought forward to our next board meeting for potential approval. So that's a great way to get involved and to help us make some money for our organization. All funds go directly toward funding in-person counseling for local citizens. And another interesting thing is that we've got a sponsorship partnership package already ready to go for businesses. And we've got 4 different levels of support. I'll keep that under wraps and let businesses reach out to us for more information for now. And donations, just general donations from the public, can be made through our website. They can be made through check. They can be, actually, there are some secure ways to donate, and they're all listed right on our website on the donation page. So that's probably the best bet, is just go visit our website and you'll see the safe ways to make donations.
I love that. And it's such an important organization that I hope anybody that is looking for it utilizes, and anybody that can support it financially or volunteer wise. I really hope that people get on board. I think that they're going to. I have complete faith that this is just going to be bigger than I think we even know. But we'll see. Either way, if it helps 2 people, we're doing great, right? So that's
absolutely.
Yeah. Well, thank
Absolutely.
you so much, Brianna. I really appreciate your time, and I don't want to hold you up anymore, but I appreciate your honesty. And most of all, I appreciate you starting this incredible organization and sharing it with me, and then now with all of our viewers and followers. And again, go visit them on their website for more information on how to help, and follow them on Instagram at Pivotal Help Community. And then Facebook is Pivotal Help.
Yes. Thank you so much. Yeah,
You're welcome.
Meeting with you. Thank you.
Yes, as always, and we will see you soon.
Sounds good.
Bye.